6 different cheeses on grilled cheese sandwiches. Have you ever seen such a thing? Well, this is the Alp and Dell cheese store in Monroe, Wisconsin, and that's my sister. And here's William. We went shopping for a bunch of different cheeses because we live in Wisconsin. We even got to see them make cheese. In the back there, they're actually turning it, which they have to do every hour in the beginning of the cheese making process. And on the other side, they're pouring curds into molds in order to make cheese. But now get ready for my very favorite part. Yoo-hoo! That's Tony. He's the owner of the cheese store, and they make the cheese right here in Wisconsin, but he is from Switzerland, and you can tell by the wonderful way he yodels. That made my day. I think it was my favorite part of this whole day. But let's get back to the cheese. Now, we bought 6 different varieties. We got a veggie jack, a chicken soup, which Tony talked me into, a cherry cheddar, this butter case, a dill Havarti, and then this last one, which was very unusual. It was a white Silton with cranberries. William made a loaf of homemade bread in the bread machine, and we're going to use that to make these delicious grilled cheese. But you cannot have grilled cheese without tomato soup. And we're not looking for some boring canned tomato soup. I'm making it homemade. This is such an easy recipe. I use some butter, some onion, some garlic. Then you need some chicken broth, and I didn't have any, so I'm just going to use some bouillon cubes and water. We're going to add in 2 cans of stewed tomatoes. You got to use stewed tomatoes. Those are the best in homemade tomato soup. We're going to let it simmer on the stove until those onions are nice and soft. Put it in the blender and blend it up. You guys, this is such an easy recipe. It makes me always want to make my own homemade tomato soup. We're going to put it back in the pan, let it start to simmer again, and then the very last ingredient in this is some heavy cream. Stir it together and you are done. You can salt and pepper to taste if you need to, but that chicken bouillon does give it some salty flavor. Now let's get back to that cheese. I sliced each one of these up for grilled cheese, but I also made some cubes because we're going to taste them separately outside of the grilled cheese sandwiches. So here we go. All 6 flavors are ready to go. I'm going to butter up some pieces of that homemade bread, and we're going to get these grilled cheese sandwiches frying on the stove. I use these grill pans, and I just wanted to make sure that the cheese was melting inside because not every cheese is perfect for grilled cheese, and not every one of these melted the same. You can see that one is nice and melty. Now I put them all on the board with the cheese, and we're going to go sit at the table with this nice presentation and do a taste test. First, each one, there were 4 of us, tried each piece of cheese, gave each one a rating, kind of got to know the texture and the sharpness before we tried it in the grilled cheese. Now I cut each one of those grilled cheese sandwiches into 6 so we could all have a bite, and then leave a little bit in case anyone wanted another piece. And look at that cheese pull. That was the cheddar cherry, if you can believe it. And of course, they all, in my opinion, tasted better dipped in that homemade tomato soup. Some of them, as you can see here, did not melt quite as good. And then some of them just did not have that good cheese pull. But that's the thing, you live and learn. You got to try these different cheeses to know which one is best for grilled cheese. Once we were all done trying each one, I gave them a rating. Now, these are my ratings. Everyone's was very similar, but everyone loved Havarti with dill. Number 1 for sure. Then that creamy butter case came in second. Number 3 and 4 were a tie for some people, but I loved that Stilton with the cranberries. Oh, it was so good. But my mom absolutely hated it. So we were all a little bit different. Of course, the cherry cheddar came in pretty well, but then the 2 jacks, the chicken soup and the veggie jack, were just a bit sharp for me. They didn't melt well, and I wouldn't recommend them for grilled cheese. Overall, this was such a fun experience trying all these different cheeses. Let me know in the comments what your favorite cheese is. Thanks for watching. Yoo-hoo!